Hello there, this is Corey, owner of Waxbees and your guide to living sustainably practically. It's not about being perfect, and I don't like telling people what to do, but I love to show people what I do to reduce the amount of plastic waste and consumption in my daily life. And I want to show you how to use bees wraps, what I use them for, how to clean them, and how to store them. Alright, so we're starting here with a bees wrap variety pack, which was what I make and sell on my website. I start out with these beautiful cotton fabrics and melt beeswax onto them, which makes them moldable, tacky, and water impermeable. When you first get your bees wraps, they're going to be all stiff and pristine, but they're not going to stay that way, and that's okay. You want to get the most use out of them as possible. And if you take care of them right, you're going to be using them every day for a year or two. Now I'm going into my fridge to pull out some of the fruits and veggies that I have wrapped in my bees wraps to show you what I use them for on a daily basis. We're all going to use our bees wraps differently and our diets look different, so this is just what I do, just to give you an idea what the possibilities include. On most any day you can find a bunch of different packages of bees wraps in my fridge, and that's why I think it's useful to have more than one of them and have them in different sizes. I use my bees wraps for a variety of different purposes, including fruits, vegetables, cheese, herbs. But I'm going to start out by showing you how I wrap up the face of a cucumber. So you can see I've got a rubber band wrapped around it. That isn't always necessary, but if you're having trouble getting it to stick, you could totally use string or rubber band. Now with a cucumber, the only face that's really open and degrading is that face that I've cut open. So that's important that I cover. And then I'm just tucking away the corner and rolling it into place. I don't have like an exact method, I just kind of get a feel for it and then squeeze it into place with the warmth of my hands and set it to the side. Now I've got an onion to show you. I never finish an onion in one sitting. I'm always cutting into it with every meal I cook. So whenever I use an onion, all I need to do is unwrap it, use it, and then store it away for later where it stays fresh. So if I tuck in all the corners, overlapping each other, and then folding into place, it stores really well. But it can get smelly, so I'm going to show you how to wash your bees wraps. If your bees wraps get stained or have a distinct smell, you can always wash them. But if they're just crummy, just dust them off. So make sure you use cold water. This is super important. Hot water, heat, machine washing will absolutely ruin the bees wraps. So make sure you're using cold water. You can use soap if you think it's necessary and sponge it clean. I love using this silicone sponge because it is endlessly reusable and not stinky. My housemate left this, but I think you could find it at specialty grocery stores. So do that until there are no stains and then leave out to dry. I drape mine out on my dish rack until they're dry. Check out this neat trick for wrapping up cheese. Now this is the same bees wrap pattern as my onion, but I can tell that they're different just because of the shape. How I wrap this up is I fold it into place. I cover up the face and then fold over the excess corners until it is secure. So something really fun about the bees wraps is you can be kind of lazy and not take your food out and put it on a cutting board or a plate in order to consume it. For instance, you could just cut into your cheese per se, your brie, and then eat it and then wrap it up for later, which is perfect for traveling, road trips, picnics, or just avoiding doing as many dishes at home. For the people in the back, you're going to wrap your bees wrap around your product. That's the advantage of having one of the bigger sizes. The one I'm working with right now is probably about 10 inches by 10 inches. This one's advertised as a medium. Now I'm going to show you what to do with the small bees wrap, which is about 6 or 7 inches by 8 inches. If you didn't already know, you want to store your avocados with the pit side still intact, and to keep the green flesh bright green, you might want to sprinkle lemon juice on it, but I didn't do that this time. You'll want to face the avocado face down on the surface of the bees wrap, and then you're going to wrap the edges around until you're fully covering your avocado. Avocado pits take forever to break down in the compost, so I've been collecting the pits and skins of avocados to experiment with natural dyeing. I haven't tried it yet, but once I do, I may document it and show you all. But for now, I'm going to show you what avocado pits look like in my compost. Alright, this is my compost pit. Ooh, we've got a little friend peeking through. Hello. So I cover it with cardboard to kind of retain the moisture. You can see that the avocado pits don't break down, but other friends like to sprout up, which is always really fun. So typically I'll dig a hole and bury my kitchen waste. Look how big the sprouts grew from the compost. It's amazing. Back to the avocado. So you're going to want to use the warmth of your hands to mold it into place and form it around the natural shape of the avocado. If you're having trouble getting it to stick, don't be afraid of using a rubber band. You can even store ripe tomatoes in a bees wrap when they're cut open. Just don't forget about them because they'll go bad quicker than they would if they were whole. And I just fold the corners in, roll it up, and stick it in the fridge. Alright, last but not least, I have to show you my storage of herbs, which was a request of my aunt. I usually store my herbs in a mason jar in water on the counter so they can keep growing and the root systems can develop so I can replant them in my garden. But I experiment storing them in the fridge and it totally works. So just fold over the root systems or the base of your herbs with one corner, even if they're not connected to the roots, that still works the same, and then roll it up like a little burrito. And you could wrap a string around it or just leave it as is with the straight corner face down. Tell me in the comments below what you use your bees wraps for. I'd love to know. And it's normal if the wax starts turning white and pilling a little bit. Just make sure you're not using heat. It's normal for them to crack and get lines on them. The most important part is that you're using them and you're experimenting, and it'll just replace the need to always go to the store to buy storage options you end up throwing away anyway, or always looking for the lid to your Tupperware. This is going to be your new best friend, and the patterns are just so fun and playful. They're going to make your kitchen routine uniquely yours and just a little bit more colorful. Next, I'm going to show you where you can store them in your kitchen. You could store them in a drawer, in a basket on your counter. You can drape them out while they're drying. I recommend putting them next to maybe plastic, Tupperware, tin foil that you're using so you're reminded to use them. Alright, thanks for watching my video. I hope it was self-explanatory and you walk away with a better understanding of how to use your bees wraps. If you still have questions, please just comment below or DM me, email me. I'd love to make more informational videos on how to use bees wraps, but B, just how to be more practically sustainable that works for your routine. Okay, well, thanks for listening. Bye!